What's going on, guys? In the works, and it's been a while since I've done a video. Usually I'm really on top of that stuff, but I've just been so busy the last 3 days that I have not had time to sit down, edit, commentate a video. But I owed you guys an AN-94 video. I promised a subscriber that I would do an AN-94 video, and I'm going to come through in that promise. And we are playing some Armored Kill today, and this is actually a full round of Armored Kill Rush. I cut it up because it was like 20 minutes long. I cut it up into a more watchable format, but you're going to kind of get the idea of how good the AN-94 it really is. And it's honestly probably my favorite assault rifle. It's pretty doggone good. Everybody knows just how accurate this thing can be. I mean, the 2-round burst, basically the first 2 bursts hit in the exact same spot. Or at least that's theoretically, how the weapon's supposed to work, and it kind of works like that in Battlefield 3. But this thing is an absolute monster, and I love using this. And oddly enough, for whatever reason, I was going around the Battlelog forums, and I saw a thread kind of talking about the AN-94 being overpowered. And my curiosity got the best of me, and I clicked on it, and it was strange because I looked at the thread, and in the thread they were citing something I said about the AN-94 being an overpowered weapon. I'm like, wait, hold up. When did I ever say that? I think the AN-94 is like my most used assault rifle. It definitely is not categorized as the overpowered weapons in the game. I think more people would rely on the AEK, the M16, the M416 for their their standard assault rifle. I feel like the AN-94 isn't a weapon that everyone likes to use just because it does have a pretty big learning curve. I mean, it takes a while to kind of adjust to it. There are some people out there that get mad though because there is macros you can use to essentially make this thing fire super quick. I haven't seen a ton of people using it in my experiences. I know they do exist, and a lot of people actually have the mouse skill to go out there and actually make the AN-94 fire just at the speed of light. I mean, if you can train your finger fast enough and you can control your recoil in the right pattern, some people can go out there and just spam the living daylights out of this thing and essentially empty a magazine almost instantaneously, because it does have technically a 1200 RPM. I say that technically because it takes a lot of clicks per second or whatever. I don't actually know the numbers. I'm sure some math guy in the comments can tell you how many clicks per second you actually have to get to achieve 1200 RPMs, but it's quite a bit, and I don't ever use the AN-94 like that. I know a lot of people who like to put the foregrip and heavy barrel on it and spam the crap out of it, and you're probably scratching your head saying, like, why on earth would they ever put the foregrip on it? Well, apparently if you have foregrip and heavy barrel while going at that really high RPMs, if you're just going to spam it, at that point foregrip actually comes into play as being useful. So that's a little fun fact for you guys. A lot of people may not know that, but if you're going to try to go out there and just spam it as fast as you can, you actually will probably get more benefit from running the foregrip. I mean, that's really a situational thing. It's really going to be up to you. I personally would never ever touch the foregrip on this thing, but like I said, I know people who have put the foregrip on it and had really good results, as you see. Quick little 5-piece there, or 5 people there in a really short amount of time. But this thing is a laser beam. You can see just from the footage I've been showing you guys how quickly you will drop people. And honestly, I tend to go like 1 2 3 and then I let off a little bit 1 2 3 in terms of burst. That's usually my strategy when doing it, depending on the distance they are. The further the way, obviously, the more you have to take into consideration your recoil, how you want to pace your shots a little bit better. And the AN-94 to me is all about pacing. Once you figure out, okay, how do I make this weapon hum? How do I make this weapon work for me? I think you'll start to see the power of the AN-94, because this is a very strong assault rifle, and I'm actually kind of surprised more people don't use it, because it really truly is that good. I think once you learn how to use the rhythm of the weapon, because it's all about rhythm with the AN-94, once you figure that out, you can actually be pretty successful with this. But I will say this. One of the things that I think puts a lot of people off to a burst weapon like the AN-94 is they feel like it's not versatile. I think you look at like what I'm playing right here, you're like, well, Armor Kill is a perfect map for an assault rifle like the AN-94 because it's really good at medium long range, which is true. It's definitely no slouch at those ranges, but it's pretty good up close. As you see how quickly I took down that guy, how quickly I blazed through both of those guys. So this thing is actually really good up close. If you can learn how to use it, you don't have to, you can hip fire this thing and have really good results. It isn't all about aiming down sights with the AN-94. If you get caught in a pickle, this thing can do just fine up close. I really have no problem using the 2-round burst. I know a lot of people like to switch to the fully auto on the AN-94, and I would never suggest that. because you can spam this thing as quick as you'll ever need it in close quarters, to the point where you'll compete with the M16, you'll compete with the AEK. You just gotta hone it in, guys. Give the AN-94 its due credit, because this thing is just good, really, really good. It's an all-around versatile assault rifle. I don't think that the 2-round burst feature of this weapon limits its potential in any way, shape, or form. But you know, a little bit about armor kill, since we've rambled on about the AN-94 for the past 5 minutes. Armor kill is some maps that have really grown on me as the release, you know, the tweaks and the changes that they've made. They fixed the AC-130. I don't, you know, at what point during this do I really feel like the AC-130 was even a factor? I mean, most of the time, as soon as the AC-130 was up in the air, it seems like it was taken down almost instantly. So I don't really think it's a factor anymore. I think that these maps are really fun on Rush. They're really beautiful. I mean, these are some of the best looking DLC maps I think we got in the entire premium offering. It's just a shame that the AC-130 was such a detriment in Rush when it first came out. I think what put a lot of people off is just the constant onslaught, though, of vehicles, especially on some of these maps. As the attackers, you tend to be always in the position of advantage as the attackers. I think the only defensive oriented, I guess, map is really Alvarez Mountain, which I would argue Alvarez Mountain is one of the most underrated maps in the game, because that is a really, really beautiful map. It's a really, really fun map. I think it's one of the few armor kill maps that actually plays towards a defender. So I am kind of finding some playtime, I guess you could say, in the armor kill maps. It's nice to see that some servers are starting to offer them, though, because that was something that we had a huge shortage of. It was almost impossible to find any armor kill servers, you know, this time a month ago. But it seems like as the game's getting older, people are getting bored of the same old vanilla maps. You know, Aftermath, we played plenty of Aftermath. I played a lot of Aftermath, in fact. I think people are just getting tired of it, that they're going back and saying, well, let's readdress the armor kill maps. Maybe we can have a little bit of fun. And, you know, when I was server browsing, I was like, okay, this will be perfect for the AN-94, and this tank needs to get out of my way. This is like some Three Stooges or something. Every time I go the other way, he's like reversing, getting in my way. But you know, I thought this would be perfect for the AN-94, because it can show off just a little bit of everything. Because there are some areas where you get inside those houses where you saw just how good it can be in close quarters. You see how quickly this kills people at long range. So AN-94, it's my favorite assault rifle for a reason, and that reason is it's really freaking good. So I think I ended up losing first place to Mantis there at the end, but a pretty good round for me. Showed off all the power of the AN-94. But if you missed my past videos, here's a chance to catch up, and I will see you guys next time.